So welcome to everybody again, and thank you for coming for this evening of shamanism. And shamanism is my passion. Is absolutely, something that I live, and it's not just my work. It's my way of life. And shamanism in ancient times, they say this is the spirituality of the earth that is found still with the indigenous people. But they say in ancient times we were much closer to the earth and much closer to ourselves as a result. So shamanism was a way of life for the human beings, maybe in the distant past, and is something that we are starting to remember, to come back to find that we need that connection with spirit and we need that connection with the earth. And when we work shamanically, we start to explore ourselves, explore our own spirit, and we find that we are spirit too, as well as, having this physical body and physical life. So the connection in shamanism is twofold. This is really connecting with spirit, so we can actually come into that point where we bring that spiritual energy to our life and we bring that spiritual energy to our community. So there is a reason for connecting with spirit. Is not to escape from life, is not to think, oh yeah, I'm spirit, I want to go into that spiritual energy. It's it's about really bringing spirit into being into our life. And this is very important. So we are seeing life as a gift that our spirit has decided, I'm going to come here on earth, I'm going to incarnate in this body, and this is seen as a choice, not as an accidental thing. And then I'm going to walk this path of life, and it's a bit of an adventure. Life is seen as a bit of an adventure, and learn a lot about myself, and learn about the totality of who I am. So in this sense, we also say that we don't walk alone. So we see this body that we have as a gift from our ancestors. Now, in the Western world, we maybe have a lot of issues with our family, a lot of issues of our ancestors. There is a lot of trauma in the ancestors, but nevertheless, our body is made of the cells of our ancestors. So we see that what we carry in our body, in our cells, sometimes is the energy of the ancestors, and we have the opportunity to heal this in our life. So we walk with the ancestors, and we walk with the enlightened spirits that support us in our life too. And these enlightened spirits can be what you call maybe gods and goddesses in many traditions, but in shamanism we don't actually see them as higher than us, because our own infinite spirit is divine too. So we're saying, well, these enlightened beings are here to help us, but there is no hierarchy as such. And then we also have the ancestors, as I said, and then we honor very much the spirits of the land and all life where we live. So we have spirits that are in the plant kingdom. They can be allies too, like the trees, the flowers, particular medicinal plants that may be our allies. We have spirit animals. We have obviously beings that are in human form, and we also have, the stones, the crystals who help us. And all life, everything is alive. We call them the four kingdoms. So everything is alive in shamanism. The plants are alive, the trees are alive, the stones, the crystals are alive, and everything has consciousness. They just communicate differently. And we start to learn how to listen. In shamanism, we learn to listen to all life, to listen to the stones, to listen to the trees, to listen to the earth. And we want to say to the earth that we are here. We are here with all of us. That means I bring all my spirits, all my spirit also, all my gifts into this incarnation, into this life. I bring all of me here. And this is a big statement to make because most of the time in the Western world, we are in our mind. We're not here. We are in the past. We are in the future. We're thinking about other things. We think about what we lack rather than what we enjoy, the gifts of the earth. And we don't see the beauty around us. We don't see all the colors. We don't hear the sounds, or everything that Mother Earth has given for us. And we don't see our own beauty either. So in shamanism, we're encouraged to say, I am here, I see myself and I see you. And the indigenous people, when they meet other people in the shamanic way, they say, I see you. That means I really see the beauty of your spirit. It's a bit like namaste. My spirit, the light in me bows to the light in you. And it's the same thing in shamanism when we say, I see you. It means I really see the light in you, the beauty of your spirit, who you are. When we meet in the Western world, sometimes we say what we do. I work for this company or for this institution. I have these qualifications. And these are things we have and we have worked hard to attain, but they're not who we are inside. So let us take a moment now to come into that point where we start to see ourselves. So we'll start the evening by bringing all of us here. So I'll do a little meditation to bring us all together here. So let us take a moment to relax and close our eyes. So in this beautiful space, let us invite all of us, all of our energy to be into our body, welcoming ourselves into this body, bringing all of our energy, saying to our spirit, to our soul, I have been given the gift of this life, this beautiful life. Even though this gift sometimes has been challenging, maybe sometimes this gift has been a bit hard, but I have been given the gift of life, and I welcome myself in this life. May all of me be with me here now. May all my spiritual resources, my allies, my guides, whether I know who they are or not, I invite you all to be here with me now. I welcome you here now. And my ancestors from my father's side, my mother's side, all these ancestors whose cells have created my body. Please see me now, walking this earth. You are in spirit now, but I am alive. I am living now. It is my time. And you can support me, because as I do this work, I know I help you, and I will help those who will come after me. For one time, at some point will all be ancestors. But for now, we are here. And in this space, we honor all life, for the plant kingdom nurtures us. The animal kingdom is also here for us, giving us so much. All these people we come into contact with, we are not alone here on this earth. All these people in the circle, we welcome each other here. We are not separate, even though we are in individual bodies. We are all connected. And also we honor and welcome Mother Earth and the stones of the earth, for they have been here much longer than us. Maybe some of you may have a crystal or stone that you do healing with or you work with. Or some people have stones as an amulet that they wear. These stones have been much longer on this earth than us. Maybe they can teach us if we open ourselves to receive. And in this beautiful space, we also welcome the four sacred elements out of which all life is made. And we welcome the earth element, seeing this element in our body, our flesh being part of the earth. We welcome the wind element, the sacred element of air, also flowing through the breath into our body. When we were born, we took that first breath and came into contact with the wind element, with the air element. When we go, our soul will leave and we will stop breathing. But for now, we are alive and welcome air into our body. And at the same time, our blood, our water of the body, this sacred element runs through us. And we welcome the sacred element of water in our circle too, to bring flow. And we also welcome fire, the fire that is in our heart, the fire in the depth of the earth, the fire that some cultures say is the gift from the gods to the people, for it keeps us warm, it keeps us healthy. And also we welcome the fire in the sky, the sun, without which we wouldn't be able to live here on Mother Earth. And now imagine, with all your allies around you, all these beautiful spirits that I mentioned, that you find yourself somewhere in nature where you live, where you are. There might be a tree or a garden, or even a little patch of green somewhere where you are. And imagine being there with your feet on the earth, connecting with Mother Earth, with all of you being present, noticing life around you, and saying too, I am life. And in this place, we also welcome the caretakers of the earth, the guardians of the earth. In shamanism, this is the fairy realm. And we say to them, we thank you for all you do for the earth. And we, the human beings, are waking up, are becoming aware in this planet. And we honor you, and we honor life. For by honoring you and life, we start to honor our own self. And so, in this way, we create what in shamanism we call a sacred space. So slowly, slowly, very slowly, you can come back from this meditation. Welcome back. This is the way we start a shamanic evening. In shamanism, every time we come together is a bit of a ceremony. Even though I'm speaking about shamanism, I have invited all these beings of light to assist me and to assist us to have a shamanic experience. Because in shamanism, we say this is the path of direct revelation. So it is not really about having a specific dogma, although we have some principles, obviously, a framework we work with. But the way of the shaman is to find out through direct revelation, through connection with their helping spirits, how to live, how to work, how to heal, how to work shamanically. So always this is the way that first of all we start, we have a shamanic calling in our heart. For me, this was, I didn't know it at the time, but I think I've been journeying, since I was very, very young child. I have been journeying through myths and stories from my great aunt, and at the time I didn't know this was journeying. But when it was the right time for me when I turned 30, my life completely changed, and life brought me into shamanism, and I studied with very, very beautiful teachers. Some were indigenous teachers and some were Western teachers. So, and then, my life starts to transform, because as I was transforming inside, then what no longer served me started to change and leaving me. And that's the other thing about shamanism, is that this is a path which is reflected in our everyday life as well. So when we change, life starts to change as well. And it's not always easy, because the spirits may have a different idea of what our mind says we need. But I'm very glad of this path, and I would never change anything, even though it has been sometimes very beautiful and sometimes really difficult to make decisions to change my life. So shamanism is, a path that brings us into alignment more and more with our calling and with, our soul purpose. And this is not, what I've learned so far is that, maybe spirit tells you a little bit about why you're here. We're all sometimes ask who am I and why am I here, and this is something we keep discover and keep reaffirming, and it keeps growing. This knowledge is not something static. And what I have found in shamanism is that we go through what is called a dismemberment and a rememberment. So dismemberment of life and dismemberment of ourselves means that, a lot of things that we had built and no longer serves us start to go. And the shamans in many traditions have this way, which is called, a shamanic death. And what happens there is that people sometimes even, bury themselves symbolically or go to a vision quest, and know that they are going to go and meet spirit and meet, the guidance from earth and from spirit. And then when they come back, they might be a different person than the person that went out to this vision quest or through this ceremony. So shamanism becomes a way of life, in that way. But I'm going to share with you a little bit about one of the most fundamental practices of shamanism, which is the journeying work and the power animals. And I would like us to do a journey, and also I would like to have some time for you to ask questions later on, because this is such a huge subject, and this is just an introduction that we're doing today. So you can read a lot more after this, but it is an absolute massive subject. So talking about the shamanic journey and what this is, and some people call it also voyaging or flight, shamanic flight. It can have different names if you read about it. So what happens is basically is that there are different ways to do this, but you basically, the idea is that you merge or you come into contact with your spirit guides, and you travel parallel realities into parallel realities. So we have this reality that we call the physical world. So it's the reality we live and we can perceive with our eyes and with our senses. But we also have the sixth sense, and this sixth sense is helping us journey. So what we do is then we meet our power animals, our teachers of the light, our allies, could be an ancestor, whoever is there for us. And with their help, we access different worlds. So some of these worlds, the shamans call the lower worlds, all the underworlds. But there is nothing frightening about them. It's like there is no hell in shamanism, nothing like that. Sometimes I see much more hell here on earth, what people suffer, rather than spiritual realms. So in the lower worlds, what happens is there are realities, different realities, and we call them realities, although we perceive them through our third eye, through our psychic vision, and therefore they're not as substantial as this reality here. So sometimes, obviously, depending on our psychic ability, they may appear more, more present, or sometimes they may feel a bit like our imagination. With practice, we kind of learn to journey there. And these lower worlds are like our Earth, but with no pollution, no cities, no much human intervention at all. And they are places where there's different energies and different healing energies that we can come into contact with, to then bring back here on our own reality and help, if we're working with clients, if we're working with people, bring these healing energies from this world worlds here. There are also what they call the upper worlds, and the upper worlds are again parallel realities kind of above the earth, other different dimensions. And these realities again feel very ethereal. They're just different energies, different vibrational planes. They have so many different names. And again, we meet their spirit beings, guides, and teachers who help us and guide us and bring information or healing for life here. So these different realities are basically different vibrational planes that we can access. And the shaman's journey to these places, as I said, to bring healing and energy here. So this is one of the ways we work shamanically, and in these places we meet what were called power animals. So what are power animals? Now there are many definitions, and in shamanism, as I said, there is no dogma, so all these definitions are correct in some ways. So a power animal can be, an animal that you had as a friend here on earth, like an ancestor, like a grandmother, grandfather. It doesn't have to be only an animal, it can be a human being as well. But the power animal particularly could be, first of all, one of your allies, could be an animal that you had, as a friend or as a pet, or some people have this as their power animal, and you had a soul connection at some point. And when this animal died, then it comes back to you, but it wants to help you and work with you and be your animal guide. And also a power animal can be the spirit of all these animals. So when somebody, this category of animals, so to give you an example, somebody has a power animal who is a wolf. So this is not a particular wolf, but this is the spirit of wolf. All wolves, this particular, animal in total, as wolf comes to you. So wolf comes to you to help you in your work. Now, why wolf? A lot of shamans some shamans actually are called wolf shamans, because wolf is a common power animal for shamans, but there are also others. Any animal can become a power animal. But so when we meet a power animal, we say to this animal, why are you with me? Thank you for being with me, but what are you bringing me? And wolf is an animal that works, is in a pack. So maybe it is helping us to be, with other people, to work with other people. Maybe wolf is also an animal that in shamanism knows a lot about, death. So for those people who work, with what we call psychopumping, helping others move to the other side, they might have wolf as a power animal. There could be all sorts of reasons, but there is not one particular reason, even though there are lots of books out there you can buy that says a wolf is this thing and a snake is this thing. So in shamanism, as I said, is the path of direct revelation. So we always ask the animal, what is it that you're bringing me? Because it will be quite different from what you read on Google. So we have the power animals, and the power animals also, some power animals can be with us for a long time. Sometimes people are born with a specific power animal, and when they are born in indigenous communities, I remember in Nahuale community, which is, Mexico area, a shaman goes and says to a person, after, to a baby, after they're born, that you are the spirit of the snake, or this particular spirit. This is the energy, the power that you are manifesting in the world. What is this? Why we call this power? So a power animal also, as I said, there were these other categories, but also is life force energy. So what the shamans do, they say that, well, we go through our everyday life and we give our power away to others, or we take power from others. And this is the reason why our world is in such a mess. There is such a huge power game around the earth, and we don't know how to honor our own power. And when we give our power away, we give life force away. So, and when we take power from others, we take their life force. But the power we take from others, this life force, is not helpful for us because we can only work with our own power. So we are carrying a burden by doing this, by taking power from others, we're carrying a burden. So the shamans say it's really good at some point to look at our power and find a good way to be with our power. This power, this life force energy, is symbolized by an animal, and what it is energy really. It's not this particular animal, but it has qualities. In order the shamans to work with this energy, they choose, it's not really they, the spirit chooses to portray this as an animal. And then you look into this animal, and it can be anything that this life force is bringing you. At some point, I had when I was starting to study shamanism, at first you have all these ideas about what a power animal is, and everybody's looking for the puma and the bear and the big ones. But what actually happens is that all power animals, all of them, they are equal. So a bear and a mouse, they just have different qualities. It's not that one has more power than the other. A butterfly is such a small power animal, but it brings huge power of transformation. The same as a dragonfly. But it will be something that you need in your life now, because power animals do change as we change. So sometimes a person has one power animal and then they do another journey and they find another one because they have moved on from where they were maybe a few years ago. So it's always good to discover, and work closely with our power. As we work with our power animal, we'll build our life force energy, and this can be very helpful. What happens though is that as we build our life force energy and we build our power, we start to become more aware that maybe our relationships with others have to change, especially if we sometimes give our power away, or do things that a voice inside of us says no, but we keep saying yes. So this can happen as well. So if that happens to you, you get your power back, get in touch with your power, and you feel afterwards, oh, I'm feeling a little bit resentful towards somebody. Maybe just ask yourself, have I given power or away to this person? And that's our power is really wants us to become more aware, so that we can be happier as well. Because the other things that we say in shamanism is that when we have our power, we have also the ability to be much happier in our life. When we give our power away or we take power from others and we are in this imbalance of power, then we don't have the same ability to feel joy. So power is associated in shamanism with life force energy as well as joy and happiness. So it's a lovely thing to do, to journey, to find, connect with our power and find our power and bring it into our lives. So this is what we're going to do today. Okay, so I'm going to take you to a journey into what is called the upper world. So the last time I came in Dundee, I think we went to the lower world. So I thought we'll go to the upper world. And sometimes people think that power animals can only be met in the lower world. This is not true. We can go into the upper world to meet our power animals there. And before we start our journey, we're going to do what is called a power song. So we're going to raise the energy and the vibration of the circle. And I'm going to teach you this power song. I'm going to sing it. If some of you would like to sing, even though we can't hear you, can sing in your own space. That would be great too. But you don't have to sing. This power song is basically one which brings the energy in, and the first part is brings the masculine energy, and the second part brings the feminine energy, and through this union of the masculine and the feminine, the power is raised. So I'm going to start with this song, and we sing every song in shamanism 4 times, so it goes to the 4 directions all around the earth. So I'll start singing, and the first word is heya, so we repeat that one, and then the second part of the song is just a humming, a little humming that is the feminine energy. So let us invite again our guides and teachers of the light. We raise the energy of the circle, we come together with the purpose of journeying to our power animal and the upper world. Hey ya, 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 hey ya. Ooh. So, in this beautiful space, allow your eyes to close, and I'm going to take you into a journey. And in this journey, you may feel the different energies flowing in your body. And when that happens, just know these are the spiritual energies of light from my power animals, from my allies. They are coming to me. I accept and welcome them. And if at any point you feel uncomfortable, know that you are completely in charge and you can come out of the journey anytime. But for now, imagine once more that you are in a place in nature. And in this beautiful place in nature, use all your senses. Visualize the colors of Mother Earth, the beautiful colors, the sun in the sky shining brightly. Maybe you feel the warm rays of the sun on your face. Maybe you can hear the wind, a beautiful gentle breeze going around you. Maybe you can smell the perfumes of the soil. Maybe you can hear in the background running water somewhere. Using all your senses to feel yourself in this place of Mother Earth. And as you walk in this place on Mother Earth, imagine that you come across this massive tree, this very, very old tree, what we call the tree of life. And this tree has deep roots, and because it has deep roots, it can grow strong, and its branches reach well above the clouds. The tree of life that spans all worlds and all dimensions. And in this space, as you stand in front of the tree of life, we ask permission to go to the upper world, to go to another higher vibration, a different world where we can meet our power animal and where we can heal some of what we have been carrying from this life. So, as we ask for permission, the tree of life hears us. And as the tree of life hears us and hears our intention to journey, to enter this shamanic world for healing and for the highest good, a door opens within the tree. A door appears in the trunk of the tree, and this door opens widely and we see a staircase inside the tree of life. And now we imagine that we start to go inside the tree and climb up the staircase inside the tree, going higher and higher. And as we climb inside the tree, I'm going to play some drumming music as you go higher and higher inside the tree of life. The drum is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. We climb and we keep climbing. We go past the clouds and still we keep climbing past the clouds. And we go past the stars even, and we keep climbing past the stars. And going higher and higher. And still we climb inside the tree of life. Going into this journey inside the tree of life. Then we find ourselves once more at the top of the staircase, and there is a door there. Let us now push this door open and come into what is called the upper world. And we have arrived in the upper world. In this place, in the upper world that we perceive with our senses, we ask our spirits to come once more closer to our vibration. We ask them to be with us, and we ask them for a healing. We ask them to clear all the energies that we may have been carrying from different areas of our life. Maybe all these years, some of us may have felt a little heavier, carrying all this stuff we no longer need. In this place, in the upper world, let us give up everything that we don't want to take with us. So in this space we welcome a healing guide to come close to us and do a healing on us. This healing guide comes around us. Maybe there are more than one. And looks into our aura and into our body. And they see some energies that may not belong to us. Maybe there are things we have absorbed from other people, even from the news or the television. Maybe some of these energies are even from our ancestors. Maybe some of these energies are there due to sad times that we have held on to. Whatever we can release right now, these guides in this upper world, in this different dimension, can take away from us now. As these beings heal our body before we meet our power animal, heal our aura, removing all these energies, I'm going to sing once more to you the power song. And at this point, you don't need to sing, just receive. Hey ya, 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 hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya. And so in this beautiful space, we now invite the power animal that we need mostly for this time in our life to come to us. We open our heart. We want to merge with this animal in our heart space. We welcome this power and life force energy to flow into our heart. Imagine from the place you are now in this upper world that the light is coming towards you from afar. And as this light comes closer and closer, you will see or feel in your heart or in your vision, on your psychic vision, in whatever way you can perceive this, whether it is with your body or with your vision, this beautiful light coming into your heart, flowing into your heart, this power flowing into you from this upper world space, a gift from the spiritual realms of the light to you. This life force energy that is abundant in the universe flowing into your heart. And as it flows, it may take the form of an animal, or it may just be light and energy. Welcome this power, welcome this light into your heart. And as it flows into your heart, this power, this life force energy, is like a ball of light, a brilliant sun that radiates from your heart, flowing inside your body, life force energy flowing inside your body, through your meridian system, flowing inside your body. Welcome this life force energy, this power. Maybe this power can take the form of an animal that sits in your heart to empower you, to work with you, to merge with you. And if it does take the form of an animal, welcome whatever animal this is. All are equal. And if it's just a feeling, welcome this feeling too. And you may ask this energy, this life force energy, what is it that you bring me? What is it that I need right now? And just accept the first thing that comes into your mind without judgment, just the first thing that comes. For Spirit knows more than what our mind knows. And once more, say to this power, welcome, thank you, as it merges with you into your heart. becoming one with you, this life force energy, becoming one with you, empowering you in your life and your spiritual path, welcoming the life force of the universe into your body. And knowing that as we released what no longer served us in the first part of the journey, we have created space for our power to grow. And even though we may see this life force energy as an animal, this will become part of us. This power of the universe, this life force, is there to sustain us, nurture us, and support us. So in this space, I'm going to rattle around you as if I'm in the room around you. In this way, we seal this process so our power and this life force energy we receive does not leave us unless we release it ourselves. And so now, in this beautiful space, it is time to come back from the upper world, to come back to our own life here on earth, in the physical world. So once more, we visualize the tree of life, and we see this door opening in the trunk of the tree of life. And we go down the staircase this time. We leave the upper world, giving thanks for this experience. And we go into the tree of life, and we see the staircase going down. And we climb the steps down. And as we go down and leave the vibration of the upper world, we come closer and closer to the earth, climbing down from the tree of life, going down, all the way down. And then we come to this point where we find the other door that opens up again, and we find ourselves in this place in nature where we started our journey. And now it is time to come back from the journey. So as we come back from the journey, we bring ourselves back to life and Mother Earth. So, welcome back, or as we say in shamanism, welcome home. Very slowly, very gradually, feel your body sitting there on the chair, or if you are lying down, feel your body lying down, and slowly bring your awareness back into this reality here, into the now. Bring yourself back, welcoming yourself back. Welcome home. And as you come home and you come back, take some time to thank all the spirit beings who helped you, thanking the enlightened ones, your ancestors, Mother Earth, the trees, the plants, all the animals, thanking the spirits of the land, the stones and crystals, thanking any people you connected with and are your allies in spirit, any teachers you work with, welcoming and thanking all the spirits, all your allies, including the 4 sacred elements. To all these beings who helped us in this journey, we give thanks. And we say to you now that we close our sacred space and we release you, dear ones. Please make sure before you go that we are completely protected and sealed. And our room, our home, is also completely protected and sealed. We give thanks to all life, for we are all one, and may all beings benefit from our spiritual practice and this journey. Thank you for taking part in this journey. Thank you.